Welcome back, guys, finally, as we start game number 2 of the Joint Dota League season number 3, the European Division 2 between House of Gamers and Central of Fear in this 2-game series, which House of Gamers won the first game of. I mean, it was rather convincing if you looked at the graphs, although Central of Fear, they really just hung on with dear life and actually gave House of Gamers a pretty good run for their money, considering how bad it went for them at some point, but we'll see whether Central of Fear can actually regain their composure and come back stronger. My name is Coucher, and I am joined by Mito.
Oh yeah, I'm here once again, and this is game number 2. Hopefully this time Central of Fear, they can pull out something perhaps that's not an all-in strat, where it's like do or die. In the previous game we saw that they definitely do have the individual talents, but what they need now is a lineup that will cater to their playstyle, per se.
Well, the first pick at least does indicate that some push might be happening, and actually Lycan, once again, is not banned, but this time around, since the Shadow Shaman was the first pick, Central of Fear, if they get their hands on a Lycan, their push will be stronger because of that. Last time around they started with an Ancient Apparition and the Lycan, and Ancient Apparition, yes, it actually was pretty useful for them, but I do feel a little bit that just picking up a Shadow Shaman would have helped them a little bit more. But this is already in the past. As House of Gamers, they pick up a Brewmaster and a Death Prophet, but we see a secondary pick, Silencer for Central of Fear, which of course is pretty good against both the Brewmaster and even the Death Prophet if you can get the silence before the Exorcism.
Oh man, this is a game of silence. You've got the Silencer with his global. Here's one thing that I've always wondered about, you know, like before before the final change on Silencer, where Last Word actually can be used properly. Instead of like, you know how before it used to be a passive, whenever someone casts a spell, it's going to be like a silence for, I think, 3 seconds or something. But don't you just feel Silencer, sometimes it just feels like he needs a skill similar to what Death Prophet has. A low cooldown silence, you know? Then I feel like he would be the ultimate silencer. Instead of now, he's still good. Last Word is an amazing spell, but Global Silence, that skill, it can be so game-breaking at times, and sometimes it's just so ridiculously useless. Once people have BKBs, if you don't have the Refresher Orb, it just feels like, hey, you're pretty much becoming a non-factor already.
Yeah, and that's why in some sense, you would love to have some extra push as well to combo up with the Silencer, to either just get that fast Aghanim Scepter and of course, like you mentioned, head towards the faster Refresher Orb as well, because I have to agree, once the BKB start coming out on the opposing side, you're just in for a lot of trouble as they just get so easily out of your ultimate, which usually teams with Silencers rely on so heavily. But we will see whether it's even going to be like a carry Silencer, support Silencer. I myself actually prefer carry ones, probably just farming up safe lane, maybe getting even a fast hand of Midas if it's going really well. And picking up a Sand King now, it leads me to believe that it will indeed be a carry Silencer in one form or another, whether it be mid or safe lane.
I really miss the Chinese style, like that's popularized by 2009. The legendary player from LGD before. It's not the Aghanims, like the Midas Aghanims Refresher. It's nothing like that. What he used to go for is, of course, Scythe of Ice is the best, probably Deep's item for Silencer, right? But if you're getting Focus Fire in team fights or whatnot, one build he has come up with is a Midas into the mech and then going for Assault Cuirass. It's actually amazing just how much EHP and taggability it provides for the Silencer. Being able to stay in the fight alive means you get all of the stolen intelligence, right? I mean, eventually, Silencer, with those kind of items, he becomes a beast, because he has great regen, great HP regen that way, and his mana pool is big enough to the point where it's not really much of a worry, and that's always a Silencer build that I would love to see happen again.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be too shabby. I mean, the Glaives of Wisdom, if you can throw out enough of them, just the pure damage aspect of it is really hurtful. But House of Gamers, we see something that is not as common at all nowadays. It's the Keeper of Light.
Oh man, Kotol, give me mana. Oh, I miss that stuff so much. That was like one of my favorite YouTube clips of all times. I don't know if you've seen that clip. It was hilarious. And seeing Keeper of the Light, I actually think this hero is it's underrated, undervalued. Blinding Light, that is just amazing, 80% miss chance. And Mana Leak, needless to say, that's also an awesome spell. Illuminate, one of the best counter pushing skills in the game. And of course, the recall allows you to have like so much mobility across the map. And Kiilstofte the Light, something that I forgot to talk about just now is the Aghanim Scepter upgrade. During the daytime, oh dear god, it is so good. The Illuminate lets you push forever without stopping. And looking at the lineup, regen, HP regen might be one of the issues, but imagine Kiilstofte the Light, just getting the Aghanims under 20 minutes. When they push, just having that Illuminate healing up your whole team from behind, and having that huge AoE vision due to the hack that Kiilstofte the Light has with the Aghanim Scepter. I mean, it's something that I love.
Yeah, it can be strong, but can the Keeper of Light actually get to that Aghanim Scepter as fast as necessary? I mean, I feel like Central Fear's lineup is pretty good. At the moment, just possibly running Storm Spirit mid, Silencer farming Safe Flame with Sanking, just stacking farming jungle, getting a pre-10 minute Blink Dagger if things go well for him. And of course, Shadow Shaman getting level 6 via pulling and maybe leeching some XP, but well, picking up a Leshrac as the last one, does that mean it's gonna be an aggressive tri-lane by them, leaving something like a Storm Spirit or Silencer safe lane?
It has to be, there's no other ways around it. Who can they possibly run in the offlane? Maybe the Sand King? But Sand King Leshrac, they're such a wonderful combo together. So I guess what we have to do right now is look at the players and who plays what. Daywalker, he was a jungling Enchantress right now, so he's most likely the support player. Noctis was playing the Lycan, so that's the carry player. I'm assuming things right now, of course. What was Mammoth Club? He was the Ancient Apparition.
Yes.
So that's another support. Oh man. Please, is it gonna be an offlane Leshrac? If it's a Radiant offlane Leshrac, right, I'm guessing he's gonna buy an early Quelling Blade and make good use of that Ancient Camp. And if that is the case, this is so next level.
Well, we will find soon enough. I do believe they're going for the more standard route, although the way they're running at the moment, maybe not. You know, I thought like they're going to go for aggressive tri-lane. Actually, I think Silencer is pretty strong, although just lacking an escape mechanism and...
Oh!
What?
No, I know what they're doing. They're doing 2-1-2. So it's going to be a Sand King plus Leshrac off lane. And I think Shadow Shaman is just going to be stacking up as many camps as possible. So at some point, Sand King is going to abandon the offlane and just jungle away. That's my guess.
But, I mean, the Sand King starting in the offlane like that, doesn't that leave his farm to be a little bit weak? I guess Shadow Shaman can stack up enough, but that means that the rotating power will be almost non-existent, and with that, Keeper of Light can just focus on his own jungle farming, I guess, a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Keeper of the Light can do some really sick jungle farm. But that has been slightly nerfed due to the fact that, hey, the medium camp changed places, right? So now the medium camp, if you get Mud Golems, you're not going to be clearing anything.
Oh, that is the one downside, of course. Having any magic-based jungler. Axe, of course, doesn't really care about anything. But most junglers, Sand King, Keeper of the Light, Enigmas, well, what have you, anybody, I mean, I do believe Enchanters and Chen can't dominate them either. So they're just anti-jungling, anti-fun. We'll see if they get any, how lucky they are, but at the moment, going over the lineups fast. For House of Gamers, Mango Banana, we will be playing the offlane for them on the Brewmaster mid lane, taken up by Maglev Gangtrain once again, this time on the Death Prophet. We have Key playing the Keeper of Light, Malum on the Overshaker, and last one for them will be Quicks on the carry Wraith King.
Oh man, I'm not sure, do you know this website called Humble Dota? Anyways, it does some pretty, like, I would say really sick calculations and intense mechanical stuff about Dota 2. And one of it was, well, this has already been done in Dota 1 a long time ago, but I haven't really seen it for Dota 2. And what it does is, one of the posts he wrote about is the Ring of Basilius and its effect during the game. And so which is better, Soviet Mass or Ring of Basilius for mana regen? And what it comes down to is, if you have over 32...
Oh, we get an initiation possibly. Will there be a Fissure as well? RNT? Yes, the Fissure. Beautiful Sun block to follow, but actually Illuminate gets just barely dodged by the Leshrac. Will he be able to escape though? There's the stun onto Quicks, who's dropping low on left health as well. But RNT, he didn't choose to follow off the split turf, but he does make it away with his life, surprisingly enough. If only the Illuminate had connected maybe, but both Quicks and Key dropped down to really low HP themselves, and I mean they had the numbers advantage as well.
Wow, that was totally unexpected. I definitely thought it was a dead Leshrac, but he makes it through. And in fact, I think if he turned around, landed at Split Earth, that might have been the end of either the Wraith King or the Keeper of the Light. But I just want to go back to a little bit of the theory stuff. Oh, look at bottom. Oh my goodness, just a clap and one crit. Daywalker, he is in danger, but he gets away safely. But I want to go back to saying, back to the Ring of Basilius for the third or fourth time. Well, if you have over 32 point something intelligence, then Solar Max would be ideal for you. But if you have over below 32 intelligence on your hero, then it's always better to have the Ring of Basilius. Now, when you want to factor in, let's say, the armor value, it gives... Every armor during the early game gives you like roughly 10% increase, and look at this Fisher.
There's another go, top lane Illuminate. Will it land this time around? Actually connects on both heroes, but Mama Cloud, he wants to turn it around. Will the Splitter follow? Double key is activated. Splitter actually, nope. They don't get it. Sand King goes down, and RNT probably gonna fall as well. That was a huge mistake, and they lose 2 for it, but you can go back. If it's below 32 intelligence, Ring of Basil.
Yes, but oh my goodness, if you landed a Split Earth, that should have been a dead Quicks at the very least. So at least it would have been a 2 for 1 instead of a 2 for 0. But let's see, during the early game, right, the armor value is, let's say when you have 0 armor, of course that's 0% physical damage reduction. But once you have, let's look at the Leshrac. He's the perfect ideal target, right? Let's see, he already has 5 armor because of the Ring of Protection. 5 armor, it gives you roughly what, a 24% armor reduction. And now when you account for the creeps, the melee creeps starting with 2 armor, and you give them 5 armor, so that's an increase from 10% to 20%. So that's actually a pretty big difference.
Yeah, I mean, just the armor is overall such a nice thing, and actually I think that especially newer Dota players, they don't really account for their like armor reduction. What the hell is this, like minus armor, what gives? And
yeah,
and for magic reduction as well, like sometimes when there's really a lot of magic damage on the enemy side, you just go for the casual cloak. It's maybe not the most common of things, but it can make a huge difference, to be honest, which some people just completely underestimate.
Yeah, definitely. But it is, I mean, magic damage is much easier because most heroes just start out with 25% magic resistance. And well, the basic line is, hey, generally you don't need that much magic reduction during the early game because you don't have the HP for it. So it's always much better to tank up with raw HP. And that's like too much mechanics for one day, I think. But we could look it up if viewers are interested, and the next time we do stream, perhaps in the next BO2 series, we can talk about it.
Oh, that Prophet might be in trouble. Electric Vortex, there's the Shackles to follow up as well with Noctis. Does he have enough damage? A few more rackets. Ether Shock actually does get it. Only level 1 Ether Shock, but next time around, since with the skill he hits level 3, will be level 2. And well, are we gonna see a Storm Spirit gonna go out of control again?
Oh man, Storm Spirit. In this game though, it's a different story because it feels like House of Gamers, they do have a lot to deal with him. There's the Earthshaker, who is probably the master of saving allies. And then you have the Wraith King with 2 lives. So that's the no fucks given, really, kind of hero. And then you have, of course, if Maglev Gangtrain isn't a target, then he can always silence up later on because he doesn't have a single level into silence so far.
Yeah, actually a lot of Death Prophets don't pick silence up until like level 10 maybe even. It of course depends heavily on what you're up against as well. I do believe him to just pick up maybe even 1, just for the fact that if Storm Spirit wants to dive you under the tower, you can silence him up and maybe get that counter kill since he can't really dodge the tower hits. But we will see how Maglev Gangtrain wants to go around about it. And top lane, just look at the support staying so far back at the moment. Was somebody missing on the map? I mean, what was the reasoning behind it? Don't really know, but farm-wise, looking at the top lane, 30 and 9 up on Quix's Wraith King, compared to the enemy safe laner, which is get wrecked on the silencer. Actually, he should pick Lasinki. I think he is number. Oh, but top lane the Illuminate lands the few right clicks. Quicks. Can you get another Vapor Blast Mama Club? Actually, there's no detection, although Quicks still tanking up like a boss. Oh, they get the stun anyway. They had the sentry. So another 2 kills on this top lane. But what I was trying to aim at is that Get Wrecked is Klasinki, which should be number 2 MMR in Europe.
Whoa, who?
The Get Wrecked is...
Okay.
It's his Smurf account, at least some people in chat were saying it.
Ah, okay.
I knew that Central Fear had Klasinki. I was like, maybe they kicked him or something, but nope, should be the same guy. So second highest MMR in Europe. But oh, top lane, the burst goes on to Maglo Gankrane. The range creep tanked it up a little bit, but the split turf this time around it does connect, and they will get the kill. And just barely, and now Noctis, he joins the fight. Quicks is dropping low, but he actually grabs Key for himself. River Blast keeping alive for a little while longer. We'll see another burst. Like, yes, he just gets mana for it, but in the end doesn't really even need it, as Get Wrecked also joined the fight. So getting his first stolen intelligence.
Oh man, that's always great. Well, if I was the Sand King, I'd be very, very happy the Silencer was on my team, because early game Sand King, if you even die like 2 times, being close to that Silencer, it might just mean, hey, once you get that 8-minute Blink Dagger, you're not gonna have the mana for the full combo. It's that sick. So every time I see a Silencer when I'm playing Sand King, I always like have some cold sweat going.
Yeah, it is a little bit hard to mid lane, therefore might be control Noctis. He's gonna go in as well, really slowing down with the electric vortex. Yes, he will. And now Silencer's coming in. Will he get the silence? Last word already activated, and it should be yet another kill. And well, Central Fear, they're definitely looking way better than in game number 1. House of Gamers, they started strong with just getting kills on top lane, but suddenly it is tied up 4-4.
Oh, okay. Well, I just took a quick look at the leaderboard, the European one. The first one is BBC.W33, the second one is Eternal Envy.
Oh, it's Eternal Envy nowadays. Well, Klasinki should be up there somewhere, isn't it? It's like Claw plus Y, and oh, top lane RNT still might go down. The Illuminate lands as well. One more right click Quicks will get the kill as they wiped out 2 heroes bottom lane. Actually, they might get some counter kills. Burst Strike goes out onto Mango Banana. Last word, actually not even used yet. Is he gonna go for it? No, not at all. Primal Split is there. As are they gonna chase down Sand King? The Boulder Toss does connect. They get the kill as Malem. Well, he makes it out. Get wrecked, thrown up in the air. Daywalker actually in some trouble as well. The Panda doesn't choose to go for it, just backs off instead. But I feel like he might have gotten a kill, but now Noctis. Oh, that Earthshaker Fisher saving Mango Banana's life.
Oh man, Earthshaker, the lifesaver. That's what the hero does. But man, what would I give to see another mid-solo Earthshaker? The deeps, the crazy maxing enchant totem. Yeah, definitely. Well, like, Koiva was the guy who did it in TI4. I mean, sure, that was a pretty big feat, but I've seen, like, Kuro did it before when he used to be a mid-solo player.
Oh, well, hopefully for him, he can actually get back to the mid-solo, but oh, Noctis! No, not gonna be enough. The spirits would have brought him some HP back as well. Noctis, oh. Actually, no, some mana drain going on with the mana leak. Actually stuns himself as well. Can they get close enough for another silence? No Pangler rank drain. Still doesn't have one, but the Illuminate Crypt Swarm as well. Oh, too close for comfort.
But he gets away. And now, House of Gamers, the push is starting to come. The heroes are not as item dependent to be able to dish out the damage they need. Like Wraith King, he needs very minimal items to be an effect in the game. And we're gonna see... No, it's gonna be a Midas. But the Blink Dagger should soon follow. And that's all he needs, essentially, to be a factor in team fights. To just go in, stun up someone, tank up, soak up the damage, force the other team to react, and then the Death Prophet can always just drop the Exorcism anytime he feels like it. Keep the Light with the Illumine. Oh wow! Keep the Light. If you actually notice his item, his skill build has chosen to max Mana Leak first, and I like this decision. It makes the chasing capabilities so much greater, and in a sense, it's a pretty good counter to Storm. Like you're forcing him to use all his mana no matter what. Either he's gonna roll or he has to eat the mana leak.
Actually, the scaling is pretty decent as well. And of course the stun. Oh, the Fissure into Illuminate Tower finishes Daywalker up, and Noctis, he goes in deep. The mana leak is activated, and you were talking about. He's actually, well, he stunned himself up. 2.5 seconds on level 3. Enchant Totem as well. Blink, Thunderclap, a few right clicks, Brave Fire Blast as well. And Quicks actually had his Hand of Midas finished like a minute ago or so. So, man, this mana leak definitely just working wonders so far. And are we going to see another kill? Get wrecked might go down the Fisher. Is there a beautiful block? Blink in from Mango Banana, and suddenly 10-4, man. It used to be 4-4. What happened?
House of Gamers happened. Wow.
I mean, they get 3 tier 1 towers. They get 6 kills. Man, I want to see the graph spiraling, man. It used to be just maybe a 1k lead for House of Gamers. Suddenly 7,500 XP from 1k in the favor of Center of Fear to 4k for House of Gamers. I mean, a huge swing.
I just feel it was a bit of an awkward laning from Central of Fear. Okay, aggressive trialing might have been problematic because Earthshaker and Kodo are two of the nastiest here. Well, they are like pretty good in terms of defensive play in a trialing, but I feel like Central of Fear, they need to prioritize getting Blink Dagger on the same.
Bye Leshrac. Fisher blocks him in, and Brewmaster just with the early Blink Dagger, although he was in the off lane. He got so much accomplished there, man. Getting like a 10-minute Blink Dagger and off-lane Brewmaster. With a bottle on top of that, that's just sick farm. And they smoke up. A little bit of a weird smoke.
They can take Roshan with ease. But no, they are going for Get Wrecked. It's gonna happen once again. His name is Get Wrecked. And that's what he's gonna get.
Oh, the Echo Slam! It came just as the Storm cycloned up the silencer, so Malam not gonna get lucky enough to get the kill. And actually he's only like 350 gold away from getting his Blink Dagger now, but oh, the Burst Strike misses on Maglocank Train. How unfortunate for Mama Club. And well, speaking of Blink Daggers, he's nowhere near. Noct is once again stunned up by that mana leak, which is now level 4 as well. 3-second stun actually. It's one of the longest stuns in the game really. At least one that doesn't need to get channeled.
Man, that's some sick stuff. And, well, respect to Ki actually maxing the mana leak first in this game. I'm sure it takes away a lot of his defensive capabilities in terms of like using Illuminate.
They might get the kill on Wraith King, of course. He has the reincarnation of Nippy. Oh, the silence with the grips from Mama Cup, dropping low himself. Quicks! Yup, gets a few right clicks. A lucky crit there as well. And he doesn't even die once.
It might have been pretty good if Quicks die right there. And then Ki can just set up his Illuminate Blast. But
the Illuminate is level 1 and Quicks actually. Now with the Hand of Midas use, it just hits level 11. So if he had died, he would have had a 260-second cooldown on Reincarnation. But if he dies now, it's only 160 seconds. So actually a 100-second difference on that is pretty huge.
Indeed, indeed. And Wraith King, once he gets to that level 3 Reincarnation, wow, it's only 60 seconds. It's insane. Basically any fight, he's gonna have 2 lives, unless he's out of mana. And I'm surprised. House of Gamers, they haven't decided to make a go on the Roshan.
Yeah, well, they've just been fighting so much and trying to go for towers, I guess. And at the moment, they will probably just have Quicks farm out the jungle, head towards the base, reaching up, and then go for Rosh. And well, maybe they just want to fight. They have the Primal Split coming up in 23 seconds. And Malam on the Earthshaker, he has a Blink Dagger. He picked it up 14 minutes into the game. And that just goes to show how well he's doing. He's 2-0-9, man. Just great plays on the Earthshaker for the 2nd game in a row.
Man, and then Illusion, it's zoning out Get Wrecked right now. Bit of a feat from Mango Banana. And I'm pretty sure Central of Fear, they're aware that this Rosh is going down.
Blink Thunderclap Promise Split, Get Wrecked. He's gonna go down to that solo Brewmaster, it looks like. And yes, easy kill setup. Roshan dropping low as well. They're getting so much space, and I do believe this game, if it keeps on going like this, is gonna end way faster than game number 1.
Well, I'm smiling. I think... I don't want to say anything, but... Maglev Gang Chain. His name is it's a pretty good name.
Indeed,
and so is the silencer.
Get Wrecked, I mean... It definitely, I think, derives from Get Right, from Counter-Strike.
Oh, yeah.
It even has a similar like capitalization in the name.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, and underscore and everything. Wow, Get Right. Still number 1, right?
Oh, Blink Echo Slam! Fisher comes out with the Enchant Totem, Blink, Thunderclap, couple of right clicks. Actually, Hex comes out from the Walker. Can he shackle as well? Yes, he can, Earthshaker. He will go down, but Well, it was a farming-less track after all, as Mango Banana, he's on the run together with Key. No ultimate yet, he's level 8, but can't bring anybody to help. Burrow Strike comes out, so, well, it's too much to call it a throw, but still giving a little bit of breathing room to Central of Fear now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a Kodo and Earthshaker, the two supports. It's not a big deal for House of Gamers, really. They're probably just waiting for the Brewmaster's ultimate cooldown. And Death Prophet has his Exorcism in 3, 2, 1. And this is going to be a lot of pressure on the top tier 2, should he decide to use it. What's flying over right now? Let's see. Oh, it's going to be a Kiilstofte. Kiilstofte is so disgustingly good on Death Prophet.
He has drums as well for himself. Usually, actually, a lot of Death Prophets don't go for drums, it's just straight out Kiilstofte more or less. As Malem, well, he gets another kill with the help of Brewmaster. Double blink, too much for Get Wrecked to handle. But Death Prophet, he's moving at a 462 movement speed without activating phase, and now Sanking gets stunned, silenced up, Crypt Swarm, and one more right click quick gets an easy kill for himself. And man, Sanking, he has 164 gold, another Reaper Blast into Daywalker, Crypt Swarm gets the kill, Exorcism, Noctis, can they silence him up? Oh man, this is gonna be so close. Actually dodges the silence, but Quicks, is he gonna go down for the first time in this game? Yes he is, but he had a reincarnation. And that's GG called. 70 minutes in House of Gamers, just take this game by storm.
Wow. So this game was extremely quick, and indeed, Get Right is still first place in terms of rating on HLTV.
Oh yeah, and well, I mean, overall, really well played for House of Gamers. Solid draft, and not only that, there's just idea of itemization, skill builds, especially on the Keeper of Light, like we saw the Mana Leak working out wonders for them. And I just have to say that House of Gamers, their laning, it was so dependent on winning their lanes, or at least getting really solid farm on them, because Sand King just wasn't able to stack and farm up the jungle, and we saw he was nowhere near a Blink Dagger 17 minutes into the game. And if maybe Sand King had gotten like a 10-minute Blink Dagger farming his own jungle, might have seen a different outcome, especially since Storm Spirit got that early assist mid lane. Silencer was getting some nice intelligence stolen with the first rotations that he did, but House of Gamers just started going for towers and catching heroes off guard, which resulted in getting even more kills as Central Fear came in like one by one almost. So
I just want to say one thing before we finish. Well, we've talked about it time and time again. What was that? The golden rule. The tankier teams seem to win 75% of the game, and in this case it's true once again. House of Gamers, I mean, Central of Fear, they just don't have any hero that can really stand in the front lines and tank. And well, look at House of Gamers. Wraith King, Earthshaker, Brewmaster, these heroes just comes charging in, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, there's definitely not. So how Central Fear that is, they just have to take that 27-minute break unless the game starts earlier to just recompose themselves, maybe have a drink, get something to eat, and just try to get a clear mindset coming into a game versus Northern Lions, which used to be Team Cores. So getting themselves a new sponsor, good for them of course. But guys, this is not it for us for the day. As I said, next game, 2-game series coming up. Central of Fear versus Northern Lions at 21 CEST, Central European summertime. And we'll just gonna keep the stream running, a few songs in between of course. And if you liked us, be sure to follow us, not only on Twitch, not only on this channel, also HeflaTV 1, and of course all our social media. It is HeflaTV on all of them, VK, Twitter and Facebook. The links are below the stream as well, and the VODs will be directly uploaded after these games onto YouTube, which is youtube.com/HeflaMog. But guys, just listen to the songs and don't go anywhere for some more Dota.